So Yasemin, that's a wrap on Leaders in Business Sustainability 2023. What are your takeaways today?
I think I have a lot of takeaways. I think some parts were very clear and hopeful. It gave me hope. I think one thing is that I see all kinds of companies, whether they are large, big, small, startups, been around for ages, that they have more and more, or they are purpose-driven. And I think that is really interesting. And I also see that the word cooperation and collaboration are not just words anymore. People tend to see that they need to do this seriously within their organizations, within different branches in their organization, but also with the customers, cooperation partners, with other stakeholders. And I think those are really interesting takeaways, that they are doing it seriously.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways?
Same. I think that it's been so inspiring to listen to our customers talk about their ambition, their intent. They're not just talking about business sustainability, they're on the journey. They've made great progress, but not as much progress as they wanted to make. And I really loved the collaboration amongst the ecosystem of really new startups with 4 employees, and then older companies like Scania, who've been around for 150 years, and educators and policymakers. The discussion just went in so many directions, but all about how to become sustainable businesses, sustainable societies. And the ambition was really clear, that they're committed, they're focused. And you used a word today, active listening. You have a wonderful Swedish word, lyhörd, which I just think was clear across the day. People really listened to what everybody had to say, from a student, a startup, a big OEM, and they collaborated around the tables today in discussions on how they can make progress.
And I think the roundtable discussions really showed also that beside the active listening, which I think is one of the keys in actually to succeed, and we have talked a lot about being vulnerable, being courageous, actually doing things where you do not really know the answer yet. And that's how you get over obstacles. Because if you see and I think coming back to the purpose-driven companies, when purpose-driven companies, they see their goal. It's really clear. And if you make that clear for everyone engaged, you will come over these obstacles. And on the way, they will find new possibilities of business or new ways of doing cooperation with others. And I think that's absolutely the key to be both economical sustainable, but also for the environment or social matters for that matter.
True, and I think it's really clear that the challenges they are seeing as opportunities, that they're keen to overcome these things, to change, to do things differently, to find new sources of energy, to engage with their ecosystem, to build sustainable supply chains. It's a very different environment to 10 years ago, when you would have a business sustainability conversation. The level of understanding is immense. People think, they feel, and they do. It's not just paying lip service to an idea. I love to see how ambitious and how much progress they're making, and the fact that they are building KPIs into their business on this journey and really sticking to them. It's very encouraging.
And I think we saw it today, that sustainability is the business. That's where the business are. And I think the more people and organizations and companies that understand that, the faster we will see solutions. I think those that are lacking behind is the public sector. I think they need to learn from where all these businesses are heading.
So true. And some people today mentioned the regulators and the policymakers, and how that really does need to become a force for change, not a force for restriction, an enablement to building new ways of working, to building new ways of energy, of mobility, of cities and structures and so on. It was really clear that this needs to be a collective. We won't succeed unless it's a societal move.
Exactly.
It can't be just corporations with this intent. It also has to be government.
But someone also talking about setting the storytelling and providing maybe not just the hopeful future or the picture of a sustainable future, but providing actually visualizations of what different scenarios there can be. And I think that's really an opportunity to use tech to actually find new
Yeah.
solutions to.
It's so true. And I loved how so many of the conversations came back to that virtual world and how we don't have to do everything in the physical world. We can trial and error virtually, modeling and simulating, using digitalization. And it was clear that everybody has made that transition. You don't have to physically try everything. So model and simulate, fail fast, follow your initiatives, and then move on. If they haven't worked, people will try something new. And that clear ambition is there as well.
Absolutely. And the last, or one of the last thing, I think there have been so many things, but also to really engage in the new employees and the future employees and how to embrace and be attractive as an employer. I think that's really something to bear in mind as well.
For sure, the workforce of the future sees things very differently. They want to have a purpose and a mission when they join a new company. It can't be simply about their salary or about climbing the corporate ladder. They very much see change as part of their passion and change for good. And I think that's the way we really have to approach attracting that workforce of the future.
And if you listen well into what they want, they're going to be also sharing so much of their ideas. And obviously, there you're going to have tomorrow's solutions to other things as well. So
absolutely,
I think it's been a great afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic progress and marker in our journey towards business sustainability. And thank you so much for hosting the day.
Thank you for letting me.